I Archana oina, I English ki ozan. Hello class 8, welcome back again with a new lesson, a very interesting lesson, and the name of the lesson is Revolution in Communications, and the chapter we have chapter number 14. Chapter number 14, Revolution in Communication. Hai ba yamna nungaiba parama, which is very relevant today. Hozi ki akoigi lairiba hingiba kaino sida juksida yamna chanaba in our present scenario ko yamna chanaba lesson ama ko itamsi ko. And as I've told you, the title of the lesson is Revolution in Communication. Communication adi kaino. Communication means sending, receiving messages. In a very simple language, communication adi pau na bahai receiving, sending messages. And in this field of receiving and sending messages, we have seen lots of changes, and that change is what we call revolution. So how has it changed? Let us read the lesson and let us find out. It was a bright sunny morning, a perfect day for the school picnic. So all the students were going for a picnic. The bus had arrived. Suddenly some sound was heard. Everybody was surprised. The teacher smiled and slowly took out the mobile phone from her pocket. As she finished talking, a curious neighbor asked, "Miss, your telephone has no wires." "It is a mobile phone. It works without wires. It uses satellite communication technology," replied the teacher. The students looked confused. "Listen carefully, my dear students," the teacher went on. "We human beings have been communicating with each other since prehistoric times. It is an inseparable part of human life. In ancient days, human beings could not communicate over long distances." An excited Gaithaulan said, "Miss, I read about the natives in America using smoke signals to communicate over long distances." "Yes, the ancient Egyptians used mirrors to send signals across long distances. Pigeons were also used to carry messages tied to their legs. But a number of difficulties was there," continued the teacher. "As human beings progressed, a lot of scientific inventions have improved communication. The telegraph and the telephone are two important inventions that have improved communication to a great extent. Ever since the invention of wireless by Marconi, the radio has become a popular means of communication," she further said. Now look at the whole paragraph. We have one whole paragraph where we see the scene. What is the scene? Sindhu Karino, the school is going on a picnic. And they're being led by their teacher. Makoyi Oza, Miss Samagra Pulab, Satramayam, they're going on a picnic. And as they were about to board the bus, Makoyi na bus to kakaketa, the teacher's mobile phone rang. Magi mobile do. Phone to. You all are aware of what mobile is. Hojiki matam the mobile when khanging akta ne koi mobile khang da bam taleramo. Even a 1-year-old kid knows how to use mobile. Jahi am tangai ba angang bo mobile season na bahaye. Ko na oza do gi mobile phone do kinge. Kingak pa se satra do na. "Ma'am, what is this? Ma'am gi miss ki phone se, what is this? There are no wires. Wire gam te yaw de na miss ki phone se hai. Does it work like that? Adumaina chat pra adumain to way bro hai kanza." The teacher explained. Yanushina teacher very lovingly she explained that it is a mobile phone. Sigi phone se mobile phone kawi. It works without wires. Wire da ka like te kamaina work to with the satellite na. Satellite communication. A satellite is it can be a heavenly body or any article mean a man-made and it revolves around the earth ko mathakta space the pairaga leiba aduna messages mayam communication mayamgi message mayam ama thana doini ko. So this satellite, with the help of satellite, our mobile phone works. Akogi mobile phone su chatli ni hai ko mobile de natte akhang batai kari leire radio leire television leire ko makhoi mayam se loina mak akoi satellite communication ngaktani. And this is technology development. Sibunya koina technology development has a revolution in communication as a mobile da dum leire. Your mobile that you are using daily at home is itself a perfect example of revolution in communication. Communication the home balak pagi perfect examples and nakoi gi mobile phone to neba. Mamang hay de yum da phone ungaga to bi phone leirame ko adugi phone du hoje koi na koi pupura chat pa yande da na ungaga to bas mane dialing to bo phone dagi ki dore keypad number phone la adagi di mathang taraga hoji mobile phone la isine mobile phone du su ahan ba Nokia gi keypad number me ade hoji ti smartphone touch screen haidana noina khudom bi tor season nariba phone do. That is a perfect example. No other example is necessary when asked. At the example came the laite revolution in communication haiba matamda nakoi mobile phone. That is enough example da. So like this the teacher continued explaining how. Why do we use phone? Phone ke the way season nahi to send messages, to receive messages. Pau thadok thazin gi season nahi ba. Thaini matam da kai ne season nahi. The ancient people they use smoke, maiku. Then they use mirror, mingjian. Then some of them they even use pigeon. Uchek tharaga lan tawba matam da uchek ki makhong da kisalaga akoina message tharameba. So this were the all this means of communication. Quite leadable means of communications aduneba. Then matang inventions, new products started developing. Chokolak pahore adagidi latest it is in front of you. The latest you have in front of you, which is your mobile phone. Okay, so let us come to the next paragraph and find and see what other inventions are there. Ate revolution ke lege the next paragraph tam yekse. Memcha was thrilled. Miss, what about the television? She asked. The television was invented by John L. Baird. It has become one of the most popular forms of communication today. Radio, cinema, and television reach out to millions and millions of people. They are considered the most important means of mass communication, replied the teacher. Now, one of the student, Memcha, by the name of Memcha, came out and asked, what about television? Isn't it a means of communication? To that, the teacher replied, yes, it is a means of communication and it is the most used means of communication and it is a form of mass communication. And not only television, we have radio, we have cinema. And Memchako was hatra mana hangi. Madam adudi miss adudi television di kamdoba. Television si akoigi kaino oidabra means of communication oidabra idra hangba matamda ozaduna kai haina hairi. It is mani ko aduga quite season aba means of communication sa television ni. Ko jo season adra yumdak loina mak yengdra pau dagi ishai dagi cinema dagi everything akoi television da yenge. No doubt which has been replaced right now with our mobile phone. Okay, mobile phone na dekho ji replace to gre ko adu taraga so television sa ko to kimati yenge. Ade television da na cinema yengi radio tai. Si mayam said these are all very important means of mass communication. Ko mayam mipum khuding magta mass ta public ta loina magta communicate tawna na ba quite live is radio ga television ngene. Phone di some can afford, some cannot. Radio and television. Radio or television gadi you will find it in every household. Yum to khuding gi phangmani na quite line of power wungambase radio and television ni haidana the teacher explains ozasina explain tawram. Now as the teacher continues explaining, the bus started moving. Soon they reached Kaubru Lekha, a popular picnic spot in Manipur. After a light breakfast, the teacher picked up the subject again. Now after all this discussion was over, they reached Kaubru Lekha, they had breakfast and then they went on to the same topic again. Chare, mokhoy mayam discussion lore, bus tonge, Kaubru Lekha yore, breakfast chare, and then nasagi naina hiba topic to, kaina topic to communication, revolution in communication hiba topic to amuk haure bo zadu namuk puthore. Let us see what the teacher is trying to convey. The world has seen great changes in the field of communication. Satellite communication is one of them. Amina cried excitedly. Miss, please tell us about it. So Amina was Hatra Amana. She was very excited to hear about this changing means of communication. Khangninga me mana kari lege means of communication. The when the teacher started telling them that there has been lots of changes. Amina no explain to biro hairame. The teacher continued. Its technique was first designed by the great scientist Arthur C. Clarke in 1945. The topic that the teacher takes up is about satellite communication. Because satellite ki through the kamina communicate to nakadege hai se. Angang oringan da koi no when you were young, you must be thinking how out of a box, a simple square box called radio. Radio ko box macha ma da imi mya wangang eno changjila yengra akhosi yege. So like that, a minor to the nasik kamina hore ino have how it started. That story the teacher is trying to tell. Arthur C. Clarke, by the name of Arthur C. Clarke, a famous scientist, way in 1945 that he designed, the technique. He thought that a satellite station placed hundreds of miles above the earth, not above your house or not above your above the tower or on top of the building, but above the earth, hundred of miles above the earth. You place a satellite and then it would rotate round. It would enable signal to be transmitted to all the areas seen by the station. Mana uba. Whatever station that satellite captures, the satellite is going to send messages. It was first, it was first designed by this scientist Arthur C. Clarke. So like this, it all begins. Everything is the working of the mind of human being. He further proposed that this station should be located at a height of 35,880 kilometers above the equator. Equator to get 35,880 kilometers above the place Taurakanda Koina, Masagi Kainose. Satellite se Tamakanda di, Sungso the set station se Tamtaragadi, Sungso Shodan Dorani, Kainomiam se signal Mam se Pangmangangani. It would orbit the earth for every 24 hours. Pungkun Maridum Ungagaleba, orbit Toragaleba. 3 such satellites placed in orbit can establish communications on the entire earth. So how many satellites are we going to place? 3 such satellites. Satellite ahumna earth se orbit tawduni, and then the communication signals will be very strong. Yamna strong over communication established. Satellite communication is the strongest means of communication today. This is a difficult subject. I'm simply trying to introduce it to you. So the teacher says it is a very tough subject. We won't be able to go into further details. You all are very young. So when you grow up, you will come to know better. And then the teacher said that it's just what I'm telling you now is just a surface story. And just know that through satellites, we are able to receive all this communication. Sigi communicate satellite through the knee, and it was first designed by Arthur C. Clarke. Don't forget this. Memthoy was listening carefully. Suddenly she asked, "Miss, we have heard a lot about information technology today. What does it mean?" Another student by the name of Memthoy, she was listening. She had been listening to the teacher's lecture. Then suddenly she asked, "What is information technology today?" Information technology, miss. What does it mean? The teacher continued explaining. Information technology combines television, telecommunications, computers, consumer electronics, publishing, and information services into a single but complex information industry. She went on, information plays a vital role in society. In prehistoric days, information about water and food led to the formation of habitats. Technology of making fire by rubbing stones enabled human beings to cook food. And technology is derived from the processing of the information obtained. So the teacher gives a very simple explanation of what information technology is. It is nothing but combination of television, which you all see every day in your homes. Television. Then you have telecommunication, mobile phone. Then you have computers, which you all have. You have seen what a computer looks like. Then consumer electronics, other forms of electronics. You have publishing, khabar, newspaper, information, radios, news. All these services combined under one roof. Roof amagi makada nungti uba information pau pitho pisingi medium mayam do aduiduguni information industry say haidana teacher dun haire ko television, telecommunication, then all the appliances, all the electronic appliances, print media, everything, newspaper, everything, radio, television, all forms, internet, everything, those combined under one roof. Information industry is same. And remember, students, information plays a vital role in society. Communication is very important. Information is very important. It plays a very important role in the society. Yam important oi kawganu ko. Tiny matamdadi prehistoric days early days, how did we communicate? Where information sends? Because I already in the first paragraph you have seen through smoke, through mirror signals, through pigeons, or through whatever. And water and food information in a habitat, a settlement line, history, then a tamamani, surung the lerambadagi, turen mapanda kamina, a settle to bohogi, the water lady kangmadagi, a sea information, the lack, but they get matang matang, turen mapanda chatkibanganiko. So everything, technology of making fire by rubbing stones enables human beings to cook food. Everything is a working of the mind, of the human mind, human minds, started knowing complex things we have started using fire for cooking food. And not only this, we are now communicating the whole world with just the tip of our finger. Finger we are communicating one another with the touch of your finger. Communicate. So all this is technology advancement.